Now I grew up down an old dirt road in a town you wouldn't know.
What are we doing, girls?
We're going to make a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah.
And what are you getting ready to do?
To take all the yucky stuff out.
And what are we going to do with the yucky stuff?
We're going to take the seeds and really wash them and then plant them in our garden.
Well, and we're going to roast some of them too, right? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Put it in there.
Yeah, put it all in there. Hold on, Mommy, we need another bowl. Is that everything? Hold on, I got to get this one. I'll keep from breaking. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get all of this fleshy, stringy stuff off of the seeds. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all of this, but basically what we're going to do is just try to get all of this separated and get that off of it, because this will hold moisture, and we need these seeds to dry out overnight so that we can roast them. If they're too moist, they're not going to come out right. They're going to come out mushy. They're going to come out not the way you want them. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back. So we've got them all cleaned up. We've laid them out on a clean towel to dry. We'll let them dry at least overnight, and I'll see how dry they are. I suspect it's going to take longer than that, but we'll let them dry at least overnight. If they're not sufficiently dry, we'll let them dry longer. Again, you really want them to be dry before you put them in the oven, before you spice them and put them in the oven. So the pumpkin seeds have been drying for a couple of days. They're nice and dry now. What we're going to be doing, we've got almost exactly 2 cups of seeds, so we're going to be doing 2 different recipes today. We're going to be doing a sweet maple flavored pumpkin seed, and we're also going to be doing a spicy Cajun pumpkin seed. So we're going to start with the maple flavored. What we've got here, the recipe calls for 2 cups of seeds, so I'm just going to have the recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan, put it over medium heat, and we're going to roast the, or I don't know what you would call that, saute the pumpkin seeds for a couple of minutes till they get brown. Then we're going to, the other ingredients we've got here are an 1/8, roughly speaking, teaspoon of nutmeg, about half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and those are our ingredients. So let's get with this, and I'll show you how it goes. Okay, so our butter is melted. We're over a medium-low heat. We're going to stir in a cup of sunflower, I keep calling them sunflower, pumpkin seeds, and we're going to let these heat up until they turn brown. Stirring constantly. You don't want them to stick. You don't want them to burn on one side. So we're going to stir them pretty much continuously. Okay, so we got a nice golden brown color going on here, like we're supposed to have. Next we. Next we drain off any extra butter. I don't really think there's a lot of extra butter in here. I guess it depends on what you consider extra butter, right? Mrs. SSP didn't find that as funny as I did. That's alright, she usually doesn't. Then we mix in the cinnamon and nutmeg.
Looks pretty good. Anything right now to me looks good.
And the syrup.
It's gonna smell good.
Stir it around so we get everything evenly coated-ish. Oh wow, smell this. talk, honey.
Bring it over so people can see.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Just here. Do that. There you go.
Thank you, my love. Sorry, I was intoxicated by the smell. Okay. Set this out of the way. Spread these out. They are undoubtedly going to stick. The recipe calls to put parchment paper down so they don't stick. Well, guess what? I don't have any parchment paper at the house, so we're just going to spread them out. And once we're putting them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 35-45 minutes till they crisp up, and we'll be taking them out to stir them every. The recipe calls for 10 minutes. I think we're going to do it a little more often, just to make sure we don't get a lot of sticking. So there's no point in showing you that. I'm pretty sure you can get the gist of that on your own. So when we come back, we should have some completed, toasted, maple flavored pumpkin seeds. Well, the maple flavored ones are done. They're out. I don't know if you can hear them. They're kind of sizzling and popping and snapping a little bit. I think I may have left a little bit too much butter on them. They're not exactly as dry as I thought they would be. So I'm going to put them out on this aluminum foil and let them dry a little bit while we move on to the Cajun ones. My taste testers are still up, though it's getting pretty close to their bedtime, so hopefully we'll have a chance to let them try them before they go to bed tonight. Otherwise, we'll do it tomorrow morning. So, on to the Cajun ones. Okay, so for the Cajun seeds, we're doing 3/4 tablespoon of Cajun seasoning with just a little bit of salt to taste. A tablespoon of paprika. Roughly. And then the seeds. Let's see if I can do this without spilling them. I'm shocked that worked. And then we'll shake them up a little bit. Now they're not, I don't understand why they want me to shake them up at this point, because they're not going to stick. However, we then take a tablespoon of melted butter, which I'll melt in the microwave. A couple of shots of Worcestershire sauce. We pour this in, then stir it up, then it'll stick. Okay, so a tablespoon of melted butter. A couple of shots of Worcestershire. I like Worcestershire, so we'll go a little heavy on that. Pour that in. Now we should get some stickage. Stickage, is that a word? Now we'll spread these out on the, excuse me, we'll spread these out on the cookie sheet, put them in the oven at 300 degrees. I'm going to put them on convection this time, see if that won't dry them out a little bit more, and basically just bake them until they're crispy. So we'll be back. So we've got the maple and the Cajun. The Cajun just finished up its snap, crackling, and popping as well. Looks like I'm going to be the taste tester. See how they came out. These are the maple. Good. You can taste the roasted pumpkin. Tastes like the flavoring is just a little bit scorched. Well, let's try the still hot Cajun. See See how that came out. I like that. This is good. I'll eat it. In my opinion, based on my taste, this is better. It probably won't make it for the day. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you get a chance, try some of this yourself. It's good stuff. It's natural. It's healthy. Get on it. So I'd say we were probably back 500 there. The maple ones, yeah, probably not a keeper, but I think that was my fault, not the recipe's fault. I think I scorched the butter. If I were going to redo it again, I would probably drain the butter off of it a little better after sauteing it, probably pat it dry with some paper towel. I also think I probably reduced the temperature when I'm roasting them. The Cajun ones, though, were real good. I think they're a keeper. So I hope you got something out of it. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up down below. Also, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and swing by the blog at selfsufficientpats.com. Put a lot more content out there, a lot more updates, pictures, instructions, that sort of thing. Swing on by again, that's selfsufficientpats.com. And if you like this sort of thing, you know, modern homesteading, food preparation, cooking, hunting, gardening, that sort of thing, please subscribe to the channel down below. That'll really help me out. So again, thanks a lot. See you next time, and thanks.